Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emmerdale reveals new John Sugden update as Cain hits rock bottom. Emmerdale's Cain Dingle hits the self-destruct button next week after his search for John Sugden is unsuccessful. Cain has recently been on a trip to France in the hope of finding John and avenging the death of his son Nate Robinson, but he fails to locate the missing killer. When Moira Dingle struggles with Cain's absence, she forces him back home with a severe voicemail, but once he returns, he's a very different Cain from the man who left. Cain finally comes back from his wild goose chase in France, but he's an absolute mess. Our Emmerdale source warns. He didn't find John, so he feels as though he's failed his son Nate and hasn't got justice for him. This feeling of fatherly shame fuels his self-destructive grief, and Cain turns to booze for comfort. Moira tries to quiz her husband on what happened with John, but Cain evasively bats away her line of questioning. Pushing past his coldness, Moira reminds him that the anniversary of his dad's death is approaching and asserts that he still has responsibilities to attend to with his family, but Cain pays no attention. Even though Cain still has a family who need him, he can only focus on the son that he lost, shares our insider. After John's cruel words in the woods, Cain fears that Nate died hating him, and he won't rest until he makes it up to him, even though Nate would surely want him to find peace. As Cain's siblings Sam and Belle visit Zach's grave together, they wonder if Cain will show up to pay his respects. The Dingle siblings share fond memories of their dad and comfort each other in their grief, but ultimately, they conclude that they need to pull together in concern for Cain and help their brother. The Dingles are the village's strongest family, and having each other's backs is what they do best, our source says. It's usually Cain holding the family together as the oldest brother, but in this case, he seriously needs help from the rest of the clan. His vendetta to avenge Nate won't help him in the way that he thinks. He needs to move forward with his surviving loved ones. While drinking alone in the garage, Cain is visited by his friend Liam Kavanagh, who attempts to discuss Cain's troubles with him, but the miserable mechanic refuses help and orders Liam to leave. When his son Kyle excitedly shows off his Man of the Match trophy, will drunken Cain show up for his family, or will his siblings be forced to intervene and pull him out of the terrible place he's in?